People, now I'm going to have a look at an exam question that has been asked. I had a look at a few exam question papers from 2008 onwards, and here we've got a typical exam question of tropical cyclones. So let's just have a look at this. The first question that we've got here is, give one similarity between the hurricanes and the tropical cyclones on the map. Now, okay, you must know that here in America they call them hurricanes. Here around about Madagascar, here they call them cyclones. In Australia they call them willy willies. In the east they call them typhoons. People, it's the same thing. It's just their local name for it. So now the question is, what is the similarity between that and that? Now, if we have a look at it, the first thing is both of them are moving in the same direction. In other words, they are moving that way. In other words, from east to west. Remember we said that. The following thing of the movement you can also see, both of them are moving away from the equator. And then if you look at the place of origin, then both of them are, place of origin is about 5 degrees away from the equator. Remember, your tropical cyclone needs to form 5 degrees away from the equator. Reason therefore is that it needs Coriolis force. At the equator, there's no Coriolis force, and it needs this Coriolis force to set its spinning wings in motion, and for that reason it can only form further than 5 degrees from the equator. Right. The question 2 here, explain the point of origin of both hurricanes and tropical cyclones on the map. So let's have a look. That is where they are formed. That is where they originated. Now the reason why they originated there, firstly, has to do with the Coriolis force, which I've just talked about. Warm water, about 25-27 degrees Celsius at least, and this warm water supplies the cyclone with moisture for it to build up the power. So that is the point of origin. Why do these cyclones move from east to west? Now, I've got this question also here. I purposely didn't answer the question then because I knew it would come up in this exam question paper. Why do they move from east to west? Then we've got the indication there, right? Remember, if you have a look at that, at the blue arrow there, the blue arrow indicates the direction in which the tropical easterlies blow. Remember that this thing is found in the tropical easterly belt. And if the winds blow from east to west, then it means that your tropical cyclone will also move from east to west. A very interesting question. Why do tropical cyclones weaken as they move over Madagascar? Here we've got Madagascar, and now we've got the tropical cyclone moving. Now the question is, why do they weaken as they move over Madagascar? And there's your answer. The reason therefore is it moves over land. There's no more warm water, there's no more, there's lots of friction. In other words, what's happening now is that you get that it loses momentum because it's moving over land. And a very interesting thing is, just have a look, where's Madagascar and see where's Africa. Now this means that these cyclones that move over Madagascar actually protects Africa, the rest of the continent of Africa, of the tropical cyclones, because the rain and the thunder and the flooding takes place in Madagascar, and in that way it actually protects Africa from all these stuff. Right. The last one is, why is the impact of tropical cyclones more severe in developing countries? Now, people, this is a very popular exam question paper question. See that this is a long question. Remember the slide that I've shown you, and remember that all those things that I've shown you, you actually find in your developed country. They've got the satellites, they've got the early warning system, they've got the evacuation routes, their houses are built of stronger material, they've got better emergency service and better medical services. In other words, these things all mean that the impact of the tropical cyclone will be much more in any country in Africa, for instance, than in the United States of America.